Formalize relations and functions.
Hey there. So today we're going to determine whether a relation is a function, and then we're going to find domain and range and use function notation.
You got it.
So,
Mapping diagrams.
okay, so this is where you're going to map out. And again, I know you guys don't have all of this on your paper because we were trying to conserve. So
reference your book. Pause this. It's there.
Yeah, if you need to reference your book, you can. But again, you can write this stuff down as well. All right, so we're going to identify the domain and range of each relation, represent the relation with a mapping diagram.
Right. So sometimes we get confused on what is the domain and which one's the range. So it's still like an ordered pair. And we know that X always comes before Y, right?
D comes before R.
D comes before R. You got it. So it's still the same rule that applies.
Right. So alphabetically, D goes before R, so D is your X.
Right. So
domain.
That's my tools. So here, this would be a domain. Domain, domain, domain.
Got it.
So which one do you think the range is?
The range is the other part.
You got it.
All the Y's. So we list it in brackets, the squiggle brackets, which are super fun to draw, by the way.
Actually, they're technically called braces.
Oh, really?
I had to look it up. That's why.
Yeah, a bracket is going to be the
hard guy.
So braces on either side, and then you list the values. So the domain for here is -2, 0, 4, 5.
What we underlined in green.
And then our range is 0.5, 2.5, and 6.5. Now, I noticed there's only 3.
Because 2.5 is a repeater.
Okay, so if it's a repeat offender, you only list it one time. So then,
and notice how these are in order from least to greatest.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so it doesn't go. Okay, it doesn't go in order of
shown.
No.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Then in number B. Okay, so then first of all, each one of those domain values is paired with exactly one range value.
Correct.
Okay.
So each input has one output. We've heard that before.
Sounds like a function.
Oh, dingo! Dingo.
A dingo, wait, my baby.
Bingo.
Okay, so then in number B, you can see the domain is the first numbers listed. We have 6, 4, 6, and 5. Yep, 6 is a repeat offender, so we just write 4, 5, 6. My range is 3, 4, 5, and 8, which again are listed in numerical order. Now, if I draw the map, which is what we have below, we list those out, and then we draw arrows to the output that they're paired with, and what we can see is that they have a domain that is paired with an extra range.
Yep.
So this is not a function.
No function. Okay. So now let's try this out.
Okay.
So these circles indicate the mapping diagram. So that's what you're going to do.
Okay. So you can draw 2 circles. All right. So we're going to list our domains, which are those first values.
So -3.
-3, 0,
1, and 2. 1. So I'm just listing out my x's, correct?
You are.
Okay.
And those are in numerical order.
And then 1, 2. Already listed 1.
Oh, 1's are a repeat.
And then 4.
Okay.
Okay. So now I need to say my domain. In whatever order we do this in. Braces. So I can say -3, 0, 1, 2. Close that bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
And then range. Would be my y values. So I have 1, 2, and 4.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so then drawing our map, we list them down like this.
So -3 goes to?
We draw arrows to what it's paired to. So that one goes with 1.
So in the ordered pair, we go with where it goes to.
And then the 0 went with the 2.
Okay.
The 1 goes with the 1 up there.
Okay.
And then 2 goes with 4.
Okay. So is this a function?
Yes.
Well, but 1 has 2 values here. It doesn't matter on the range.
No, oh yeah, you scared me.
I was like tricking you. I was acting.
She totally, I was like, oh, did you see me totally freeze right there? So yes, this is a function.
Freak out.
It doesn't matter if you draw arrows to multiple things on the right. It's only if you have multiple arrows coming out from your domain.
You got it. Okay, next one.
Okay, so we're going to list our domain and our range.
Sweaty?
I did. I got really sweaty. Okay, so my domain is 4, 5, 7, 5.
Okay. So I'm going to write this in first.
Okay.
You know. Okay, so you said 4 is the smallest. 5 looks like it's repeated.
It is a repeater.
And then 7. Okay. Then we have 6, 1, 2, 2. So 1 first, 2, and then 6.
Yeah, and 2 was listed twice. We just do it one time.
Okay.
All right.
So now I can list out my domain, my braces, 4, 5, and 7 in range.
Okay.
1, 2, 6.
Cool. And now we draw arrows.
4,
so the
2.
4 goes with the 6.
Got it.
And the 5 went with the 1.
Okay.
And the 7 goes with the 2.
Got it.
And the 5 goes with the 2.
Got it.
Ooh, red flag.
Yeah.
2 arrows coming out of the 5. That means that input has 2 outputs, not a function.
No function.
No. I like judo chopped it.
Yeah.
Ah!
Got
Okay.
it. So this one doesn't matter. It's this guy that made it not a function.
Right, because, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, another thing you can do is a vertical line test. So if you are graphing functions, if you take a vertical line and slide it through and it hits more than one dot, not a function.
No function. So that's what they're showing you here. It's kind of hard to tell when there's all these lines on there, so let us show you.
Ooh, this is so pretty.
I know.
So they've graphed
These points.
those points.
Okay.
Okay, they're on there. We can take our little bar.
So here's our vertical line. So if I just slide it across, guys, you can do this with a ruler, with your pencil, with anything, and just slide it across the graph. Okay, so you just slide this bad boy like that. Okay, so I hit 1 point.
Yep. Then
Hit
there's
1
a point.
1 point.
1
1
point.
point.
1 point.
Still 1 point.
Right.
And 1 point.
Cool.
So is this a function?
Yes.
Only hit 1 point at a given time.
Awesome.
Okay?
Meaning there's one output for every input.
Right. So let's do it here now.
Okay.
Okay.
1 point. 1 point. 1 point. 1 point. 1 point.
Oh man, that was close though. I kind of thought it wouldn't be.
Were you getting sweaty?
I was.
Okay.
Don't worry.
But it still was a function.
Okay.
Only 1 point.
Yes and yes. So it's just that easy. So if we would have had another point right here, let's say, then that's when you can see no function. It's hitting 2 spots. There you
Not
go.
miss spots.
Don't hit her.
Okay. Okay, so now what we're talking, okay, now that's over. Now we're talking about function notation, okay? The only thing that's different is that instead of y equals, it says f of x or g of x or w of x or anything of x, okay? So
if you hear us say f of x equals, it's the same thing as y equals.
So if you look at the example in the middle of the page, it says the function w of x, and that's how it's read, w of x equals 250x. It represents the number of words, w of x, or y, you can read in x minutes. How many words can you read in 8 minutes? So what they do is they take the x out of both places, and this would be called w of 8 is equal to 2,000. They've solved it, so w of 8 is equal to 2,000, or...
And so it's saying, with 8 minutes, your answer is 2,000. So then we could easily identify, well, what if we had 10 minutes?
Well, then
so you'd look at w of 8 equals 2,000, then w of 10 equals whatever it is. So it's easy to compare your values.
Okay, so then let's do it. The function t of x equals 65x represents the number of words, t of x, Rachel can type in x minutes. How many words can she type in 7 minutes?
Okay.
So we're going to take out both x's, and we're going to plug in 7 and solve for the number of words.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 65 times 7, and I got 455. So t of 7 equals 455 words.
Okay, so I know a lot of people right here want to divide by 7.
No,
Okay.
don't do that.
We only do that when it's 7t. It's not that.
That's not what it is.
Okay? This is your answer. T of 7 equals 455 words.
All right, now we're going to talk about finding the range of a function.
So we're applying what we've previously done, where you pick up your x values, you make your inputs, plug them in, and then you receive your outputs. But in this case, instead of saying y equals, we
f
have,
of x.
Yep, or in this case, they want another range. Range is the same thing as y.
Oh, right.
It's all the same thing. It all ties together.
We just got to call it weird stuff.
You
Okay,
got it.
so multiple choice, we're going to guess. No, we're not going to guess. We're going to do
No,
it. Okay, so it says the domain of f of x is all of this. The domain of f of x equals that equation is blah, blah, blah. So all of those values are the domains, which is my x value. So they've plugged that into x in the table. Then they plugged it in,
They take the 1, plug it in for x.
just like we did with our other function tables, and instead of writing y, they write f of x. and then they've put the answers in numerical order.
Because they're writing out the range.
Because a range is like, I wouldn't say, oh, that range is from about 20 to -4. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. I don't know what that is.
Yes, you don't do range that way.
Right.
So here, let's find the range.
Okay.
So the function is f of x equals 3x minus 2. So that's in the middle.
Okay.
Then we're going to put our domain of x, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to plug those into our equation. So 3 times 1 minus 2 gives me, gives me 1. 3 times 2 minus 2 gives me 4. Again, it's the same stuff we've been doing. That's why we're going quickly. 3 times 3 minus 2 is 7. 3 times 4 minus 2 is 10. So my outputs are right there. That is my range, and I would write it with brackets. The lowest number is 1, 4, then 7, then 10. I did not have any repeats. It's it. We're just making you write it a different way because we're mean.
No comment. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now we're just applying it to a real world problem.
Again, so your input is what they tell you. Your output is what they tell you.
Right.
It's just applying it with, in this situation, using paint. So you have 3 quarts of paint to paint the trim of your house. A quart covers 1,000 square feet. The function A of Q, so area of in quarts probably, is 100 Q. It represents the area and the quarts of paint to cover. Okay. What domain and range are reasonable for the function? What is the graph of the function?
Yep. So when they came up with their table, like you said, only up to 3 quarts. That's what we bought. So we only have up to 3 as an option.
And we started with 0 because you always start with 0.
Right. You have no walls painted, then you can go up to 3 quarts.
Right.
So if you have 0, then it's 0. Then you plug it in and you find the rest. Go over here and plot it. Remember that when you go to your graph, you want to take up the most space that you can. So I don't want 1, 2, and 3 right next to each other. Spread them out as much as you can. Then you plot those. So your range would be, well, I'll do domain first, would be here. It's 0, anywhere to 3, right? Because you can have half a can of paint gone. And then your range is anywhere from that 0 to 300, which you found right here.
So instead of writing it with brackets now, we're writing it as an inequality, a compound inequality with less than.
Let's try it.
Okay. Lorena has 4 rolls of ribbon to make party favors. Each roll can be used to make 30 favors. The function f of r equals 30r represents the number of favors that can be made with r rolls. What are a reasonable domain and range of the function, and what is a graph of the function? So
we have 30 favors and only 4 rolls. Okay,
so I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's 4 is my highest amount.
Right.
Then I'm going to plug those in. So if I have 0 rolls, I have 0 favors.
Yeah.
So that's going to give me 0.
Okay.
And then this one is,
if I have 1.
If I have 1 roll, I can do 30 favors.
Got it.
If I have 2 rolls,
f of 2,
I can do 60 favors. Because 30 times 2 is 60.
Got it.
If I have 3 rolls, f of 3, I can do 90 favors. And then the last one, f of 4 rolls, I could do 120 favors.
Okay.
So you want to graph it first?
Other one.
Okay, so my reasonable domain is going to be 0.
So domain is?
0 is, no, I have to do brackets.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
0 is less than or equal to r, because that's my rolls.
Yep, sorry, yep.
And is less than or equal to 4. So r has to be between 0 and 4.
This whole side.
Yep.
Okay.
And then my range is 0.
Same starting there.
Is less than or equal to, I know my biggest is 120, and I'm talking about favors. So f.
Okay. 120.
120. Then I would graph this bad boy.
1, 2, 3, 4. You want to do that?
We're going to run out of time.
Oh, yeah, well, you just plot it.
Plot the points.
Oh, wait, maybe I have the pretty answer here.
There it is.
There it is for you.
All right. Lesson check. We'll see you
on the flip side.
Bye-bye.